The following is a presentation of the ERL Ace Championship on Sparkplug Motorsports. Welcome to Rome. Casper LeBoy starts on pole from Moises Lima and your boy. Then it's Silly starting up in fourth from Ryan Burton. Following them is Thomas Holtz, Claire DeLune, and Exferno to round out the top 8 rather. Jensen Olsen is 9th from Magic and Millian Brules. Then it's Star, Gab Stappen in 13th from Zanchi and Lam Fong. Following him, Cosmas Fidesis for Power Motorsport and Manor Motorsports Nora, the points leader. Ahmed Cilia, their teammate, is 18th from Tommy and Drago in the back row of I Am Turbo and Matthew. Well, we've had 4 races down. It's time for race 5 in season 1 of the Ace Championship with Casper LeBeau on pole. All 5 lights go on, and the Rome E3 is underway in the Ace Championship. Great start there from your boy from 3rd on the grid. Casper LeBeau just about trying to get away from Moises Lima, who's got a pretty good run down into turn number 1. We've got 2 drivers starting this race on the hard tires. So coming through turn 1, and Thomas Holt has been given a 5-second time penalty as he makes his way up into 4th position. The field squirming through the opening cluster of corners, but Moises Lima now leads this race. Team Impol has a 4-5. Silly and Ryan Burton, they're fighting over 6th. Here comes Ryan Burton with the lunge going through 4 and 5 and just can't get past. My goodness, what happened? Millian Brules has got a time penalty for causing a collision too. A very scruffy opening lap for these rookie drivers. And Nora, points leader Nora in the number 15 Manor Motorsport car, is at the very back of the pack. And you know, in the past few races, that undying consistency we saw from him in the first 3 races has, for whatever reason, just been lost to time. Exferno with a track limits warning. You get 4 of those and it's a time penalty. On board would go with Claire DeLune, getting past Silly by going down the inside. And the switchback from Silly there in that 23. And it just doesn't work out for the high-tech driver. We're on to lap 2 of 13. Races in Italy can often be referred to as a slow burn, but when it burns white hot. Claire DeLune, 5-second time penalty, causing a collision. That's with Silly, we believe. And Ahmed Cilia, what a start from this man in the 16, already up into the points from starting from around 18th. Showing up his teammate for the first time all season long. I don't think Nora is really that big a fan of this track. Gets up into 21st in front of Lam Fong, winner of the 2nd race of the championship. Tommy looking back with the Revolution Racing Man, as Nora moves up into 20th and needs to start mounting that fight back through the field. As I believe that's Silly getting a track limits warning. It is. Gab Stappen and Cosmas Fidesis, the 2 drivers who started this race on the hard tires, they are trying to go for the one-stop strategy, but in the ERL, that rarely ever works, and at a track like this, you're going to be making 2 stops minimum just for damage. Ahmed Cilia, fastest lap, a 1:12.7. Very quick time from the Manor Motorsport driver, who moves up into 6th, almost fighting with Ryan Burton. And Burton moving up into a 6th position, and we've got a caution. Oh, that's Magic! The man who won the first ever Ace Championship race has had contact and is dropped to the very back of the field. Gabstappen's hit him too. And I think he's clipped him again, has Gabstappen, but thankfully not into the wall. Cautions were out, and that saved Ryan Burton there. Otherwise, definitely would have been caught by Ahmed Cilia, who's now quite a ways away from the good heart racing driver. On board we are with car number 16. Making his way through Ascari, heading down into Parabolica. And Moises Lima, ready to take Hyperdrive's first ever win in the Ace Championship. Might have only started second, but second place definitely seeming to help him out. I don't think we've seen a race won from pole yet this season. Ahmed Cilia coming into the pits. Well, aside from London, I think every race has been won from a position other than pole. Star also into the pits, and he's going on to the hard compound tires. Very interesting to see this. Very, very interesting to see a driver pit onto the hards this late on. And we've got a caution. Is that race leader? It is. Oh! Moises Lima is out of this race. Casper LeBeau hitting the side of him. Moises Lima, after leading for the first 3 laps, is out. And now Casper LeBeau has damage. Well, we know for a fact how hard it is to drive around this track with tires with very low grip, and I think that's just shown it. Magic still at the very back of the pack as we are back under the green flags here in Rome. Ahmed Cilia in 19th, heading down the hill. That's how you meant to take it. Not like that, Gabstappen. Gabstappen's at the wall and also off. That's Magic. Magic doing multiple 360s. And still at the very back of the pack. Almost looked like his tires were a little depressurized there, but that's just down to the shading in Monoposto. Rounding the final turn, Casper LeBeau has come into the pit, so your boy for Campos Meta is now up into the lead here in Rome. Didn't have the best time of it with McLaren in Detroit at a track very similar to this one here in Italy, and we've got a caution. That is Silly, who's off into the barriers. Got the green flags out again. Casper LeBeau re-emerges in this race behind his title rival in Nora in 10th position, and we've got another caution. That's your boy, isn't it? Your boy is out of this race and stopped on track. And the yellow flags back out here in Italy. So, let's just run through the field as it is right now. Xferno for Team Impul is leading his and his team's first laps in the ERL Ace Championship. Ryan Burson is second, Claire DeLune third from Jensen Olsen. And we've got Dark Clouds here in Italy. Look at these guys absolutely squirming their way through the chicane. And for all of these teams right now, they are hoping and praying that rain does not fall if they have come into the pits already. Casper LeBeau now runs 7th and is losing positions going down the straight. Look at Kosmas Padesis there in this little fight for 4th position. I believe Xferno's into the pits. Ryan Burton is into the pits. Claire DeLune's into the pits. Drago with a 5-second time penalty. We've got many drivers coming in right now. I believe race leader will be Kosmas Padesis on lap 6, but it's a 4-way fight for the lead, including Ahmed Cilia and Star. But Casper LeBeau now leads here in Rome. Look at the lunge from Star in the 9 car. Still remains in front of Ahmed Cilia. 4 now. On board we go with the 16 for Mana Motorsport. It's not the Mana Motorsport car that most people would have expected to be fighting for the lead, but it is the one that is up there. Kosmas Padesis in the 4. Almost passed by Star, who is into the wall and out of the race. Star for Junior Motorsports is out. And an astute defense from Kosmas Padesis is complete. We are under the cautions. Zanchi, who has yet to score a point in his Ace Championship career, currently runs up in 4th. That will be 12 points, which will not only see him get points at all, I think that'll see him move up into the top 15 in the standings. We've had 3 drivers retire from this race. That's unbelievable. Well, I say that, this is a very normal occurrence for the Ace Championship. Cautions are done. We are back under the green flag. Struggled to get that out of me. And we're still on board with Xferno coming through Ascari. That's a very clean exit. And with the slipstream, the toe from the Chip Ganassi in front, might be able to do what Ahmed Cilia has just done with Cosmas Rhodesis, getting past through the inside line. And Xferno has opted not to do so. He's not close enough. And Cilia and Cosmas both into the pits. Cilia's in for his second stop. Cosmas might still be in the fight for the lead here. Zanchi still runs up in second. Casper LeBeau still leads this race, but is that contact between I Am Turbo and Matthew? Thankfully, no. That 20 car getting a track limits warning nevertheless. On board we are with Casper LeBeau, and he's beginning to struggle with tyre grip. Might be due to temperatures. And look at these guys. Oh! Big air sign. Lam Fong is out of this race. Drago went so high into the sky there. But Lam Fong, winner in Queensland, Australia, out in Rome. Front wing damage somehow being the only thing that the 3 suffered from that. Well, it's actually a lot more than that. We believe he's got underbody damage, barge bod damage, and the team has actually told him not to use any attack charge, and I'm not too sure if he'll be able to use attack mode either. We are back under the green flags, and that Power Motorsport car seemingly has lost all power, if you can believe it. As Matthew, quite a ways in front of I Am Turbo, who we believe to be pitting. We've got 5 to go, and Drago, he's just lost all pace, I think. William Rules runs 13th for Revolution Racing. He's also yet to score this season. Dre goes into the pits, and I Am Turbo also into the pits. Xferno now runs up in second, but race leader is still London race winner Casper LeBeau. Using lessons learned from his father to lead this late into the race. Can he keep it out of the wall? No, he can't! Casper LeBeau is out in Rome. Unbelievable. Xferno, for the first time in his career, leads, but it's into the wall himself. Gets a track limits warning as well. Thankfully, doesn't receive front wing damage, but does have damage to his car. I think it is just a minor scrape or so. But that was bad for Casper and his title hopes. He came into this race roughly 5 seconds off the back. Oh, not 5 seconds, 5 points off the back of points leader Nora. And now Nora runs up in 9th. If he can get the fastest lap, that gap will increase to 8 points. And we've only got half a season to go after this. It's a very short, very quick Ace Championship season, this. And Nora getting a track limits warning. Oh, we have some solace to the Good Heart Racing camp, who, honestly, I don't think did anything wrong today. I can say the same for Moises Lima. I think both of those drivers would have been fitting race winners. But I think we're going to get a new race winner in the ERL Ace Championship today. Zanchi on the back of Xferno. And Xferno not getting the best exit, coming through the first 2 turns of Goodyear corners. Coming through Curva Grande. What can Zanchi do with this run? Has to go to the outside. And I think he's going to try and go for a slower line through here. And we might see why. Xferno in the wall. Zanchi now leads the man who has yet to score. And the 2 Impulse have hit each other. Thomas Holtz has just run into his teammate Xferno and has taken him out of the Rome E3 and cleared a loon into the side of the Impul Driver 2. Thankfully, I think Holtz has gotten it out of there, but that could have been much worse for Team Impul. And a 5-second time penalty probably the least of Thomas's issues right now. I think he might have some underbody damage, but we are back under the green flags. And these two race leaders, unbelievable to see. Matthew is second, but for how much longer? From last on the grid to first at the end of lap 9, if he can hold the low line, and he can. High-Tech GP leads. Matthew leads in Rome and comes into the pits with Zanchi. So Ryan Burton leads the Rome Prix with 3 to go. Doesn't have to make another pit stop, but I'm sure Goodhart Racing might pull him in. I doubt those hard tyres can realistically make it to the end. The hope is just to make it through. They're probably telling him, go for a slower line through the chicane, and we've got a caution. Oh, it's Nora! Both title contenders are out of this race. Nora is out in Rome. Unbelievable, and Matthews had a powertrain failure for the 24 coming out of pit lane, and Gab Zappin trying to get past him through one of the most unorthodox ways I've ever seen, but is still in this race. Claire DeLune still here in 14th. My goodness me. And that saved Ryan Burton. He was going through there at slow speeds due to that caution. 23% for Million Brulers on 4-lap old soft tyres, 60% car damage, and that's referring to the front wing damage he sustained, and 17% for Jensen Olsen. We are back under the greens with 3 to go. I think Zanchi is a good shout to win this race. I think Chip Ganassi Racing can possibly get their first win. As Million Brulers scrapping with Thomas Holtz. Both of these drivers have run quite the dirty race today. On board we are with the 12, trying to get in front of the impole in front of him. Keeps it to the inside. He'll probably come into the pits, and definitely is. Jensen Olsen pits. Ryan Burton pits too. So I Am Turbo leads from Ahmed Cilia and Drago for Power Motorsport. Zanchi is 4th now in front of Tommy. Brilliant move going down the straight there. And those are time penalties being served. Ryan Burton, the last hope for Goodhart Racing, who started this race from pole and 5th. Can they still salvage a win from this race? As into the wall and out of the race goes I Am Turbo. Turbocharged exit from this race. Ahmed Cilia now leads for Motorsport. And this will help him quite a bit. Now, he can make it to the end of this race with those tyres he has. He will not get a full car puncture due to reaching 0%. However, that 4-5 chicane it's killer on the tyres, you know. You need so much grip to make it through that at speed. I mean, you saw there Thomas Holtz having to go over the curb because it gets harder the less grip you have. You have a lot of grip for that chicane, it's easy. No grip at all, you're going to fly into the wall. But it's disproportionate to the rest of the track, and that's what makes the Variante della Roggia here in Rome so hard. Running the final turn there on board with the home team in Revolution Racing. We're on board with their driver Tommy in the number 11. We're on to the penultimate lap of this race. And I don't think anyone else is going to come into the pit. Cilia, and here's Zanchi getting past Drago. Was going to mention Cilia might have to struggle with his hard tyres a little bit. Zanchi, oh, that's his teammate off the track, and big spin! That is Jensen Olsen and Tommy both into the wall. And look at these guys, they're forming a blockade. Ahmed Cilia still leads, and we've got a caution. It's Cilia upside down. Oh dear. Well, Zanchi now leads this race on the penultimate lap. I said he could win. I knew he could win. We're down to 12 races though. And Manor Motorsport, they're not going to have a driver finish this. Just looked like the car just kind of flipped over. I've never seen that happen. I don't think I've seen that happen around this track. A car hitting the turn 5 wall and then just getting flipped upside down due to hitting the wall. We've seen cars get flipped multiple times this season across all 3 ERL categories, but never anything like that. Magic trying to defend with all he's got from Ryan Burton. Silly with his 3rd and final track limits warning, down in 11th position, coming through the final turn. We're on to the final lap with Zanchi, who leads and is going for his first career points. And what other way to get a first career points than your first win in the ERL? We saw it at a track in a race just as crazy in Champ Car in Detroit. Nubert Nunez Garcia taking his first win, and the first win for a Luxembourg driver. On board with Zanchi as Silly gets a 5-second time penalty for track limits, and Zanchi! Oh my goodness! That was massive! We've got cautions and turns in sectors 1 and 2. Cosmos Medicis was in the wall. Tommy was off the track too, and I think Silly could have been involved too. But Zanchi is still here, still kicking. Oh, dearie me! Thomas Holtz out of this race. Full course caution is called, and I think that's going to call it. I don't think Drago would have been able to get past through this complex of turns, even if it was green. I don't think he would have been able to manage it. His tires are just too old for it. You can see even under the cautions he doesn't have pace. Full course cautions are ending as they make their way into Parabolica. It's been a hectic, crazy race. Implications on the championship? None. But for this man, Zanchi, he's finally done it. For the first time in the ERL, Zanchi is a race winner. He takes victory in Rome by 2.33 tenths of a second, and Tommy is out of the race. Tommy is out. And we do end the race under the full course cautions. It's going to be a double point score for Target Chip Ganassi Racing. Not even Target Chip Ganassi, NTT Data Chip Ganassi Racing. Ryan Burton, I think this is his best finish in the Ace Championship. 4th for Goodhart Racing. But that was unbelievable. 2 Brazilians on the podium. Zanchi taking the first win for a Brazilian driver in the ERL Ace Championship, and I believe the first win for a Brazilian driver this season in the ERL as a whole. 2nd place, Drago for Power Motorsport, and 3rd, I believe, Hyperdrive Racing's 2nd podium in Ace Championship. Gab Stappen coming home in P3. As for the rest of your finishers, Ryan Burton was 4th from Claire de Luna and Magic. Then it's Jensen Olsen, Millian Brules, Cosmos Medicis, and Silly, with the non-finishers being, and there's a lot of them, Tommy, Thomas Holt, Ahmed Cilia, I Am Turbo, Nora, Matthew, Exferno, Casper LeBeau, Lam Fong, Star, Your Boy, and Moises Lima. In the driver standings, Nora still leads the way, but Drago is now 1 point off the back of him. Had he made that last lap pass, Drago would be leading the championship for Power Motorsport. Goodhart Racing's Casper LeBeau is 3rd from Silly and Magic. Then it's Moises Lima, Ryan Burton, Your Boy, Lam Fong, Zanchi, Jensen Olsen, Star, Claire de Lune, Gav Stappen, Experno, Ahmed Cilia, Millian Brewers, Thomas Holt, it's Tommy, Cosmos Medicis, Matthew, and I Am Turbo is still yet to score a point. In the constructors' standings, heading into the 6th round of the championship, Goodhart Racing leads on 80 points from Manor Motorsport and Chip Ganassi Racing. Then it's Power Motorsport, Hyperdrive BBX, Furniture Row Racing, High Tech GP, Junior Motorsports, Campos Meta, Team Impol, and Revolution Racing. Talk about crazy races in the ERL. We've definitely got a lot more coming. The ERL Ace Championship. We'll see you guys next time then for the Tokyo Grand Prix. Sparkplug Motorsports thanks you for watching this presentation of the Electric Racing League.